one we're going to do, I've got a square piece of fabric. We are going to do a radial fold. So this works best with a square piece of fabric. So we're going to fold from corner to corner. Okay. And then corner to corner again. Give it a bit of a press down. And then we're going to imagine, let me fold it here so you can see. We're going to imagine folding it 4 times. So one that way, and then accordion folding it the other way. So by accordion folding it, you are creating a mirror image pattern within the fabric. Imagine the butterfly pictures that we used to do at school, where we had a piece of paper, we folded it in half, we painted some blobs on one side and the other, and then pressed it onto the other side. You ended up with a butterfly image or pattern type thing. It's the same sort of fundamental idea with mirror image folding. There we go. So it's a nice, neat fold. And if you want to get really technical, well, not technical, but meticulous, you can iron these folds down. Really helps. So let's see, what shall we do? We are going to do some clothes pegs. So you can do whatever you want. There's no right or wrong in how to do these patterns, as long as you clamp them on the fold. There we go. And try and do it evenly. Imagine what it's going to look like when it opens up. I'm going to take that off for a second and tie an elastic band here. So you can freestyle it, you don't have to worry. As long as you're tying things on tightly, you don't have to worry about making huge mistakes. It's just all about trying it out. Okay. But remember, when you do your elastic bands, you tie them on like this, they must be tied on super, super tightly. You're going to be cutting them off with a pair of scissors at the end. Okay. Let's do that there. Okay, and I'm going to put this peg back on there. I'm trying to imagine what it's going to look like, and then I'm going to put another one here. Half the fun of this is having a surprise at the end. So just go for it. There's always another piece of fabric to try another pattern on. So, go, right. So that's ready. I'm going to soak that too. Okay. Okay, next. Another thing you can do with the kit is you can find maybe some old vests or t-shirts or an old pair of linen trousers or something natural fibre that you have in your wardrobe that you're not wearing anymore. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet this out a bit because it'll be easier for the pattern to absorb. Right. Squeeze it right out. Wring it really tightly out. Okay. Okay, we're going to do a traditional tie-dye swirl. Try to on this table. Okay, so here we go. So by turning it from the middle, just keep turning it. You can do that with a fork if it's easier, or just play with the folds. So once you have your swirl, it's a bit like a Swiss roll or a pastry. So you've got your swirl. We're going to try and gently wrap elastic bands around it so it keeps its shape. And then it will be ready to go in the dye pot. And And then we will check on the dye pot again in a second. Okay. Don't have to be too precious. It's the main fold is in there. It's just keeping it all in one place so it doesn't all keep escaping. There we go. Okay, so that's ready for the dye pot too. Okay, next we are going to do another square of fabric. I'll show you how to tie in the wooden beads that come in the pack. So you've got a nice little handful of wooden beads. These are also beautiful once they've been dyed in indigo to make a necklace or a bracelet, so they can double up. I am going to mark on here. You can tie them in randomly, but if you mark on like a tiny dot of where you would like your circle to be, we're going to be creating something like this. Okay, so I'm just going to do 9. You can get really accurate and get your ruler out for this, but you can do it also by eye. Depends on what you prefer. Okay, so then you grab your bead and you pop it underneath to where the dot is. Then you get your elastic band, tie it in like that, really tightly again. Okay, super tight till it just pops over the top. Then you grab another one and do another one, and so on. And these will make great rings. You can use these as, I'll do a different, I'll do one session with one stripe and then we'll do a double stripe next. So that's one. Can you see, and by putting the dots on, you don't lose where your organised pattern is going to be, because if you just start, you can start tying them in randomly, but it does help to mark on pattern before you tie. Okay, so this next line, we are going to do a double, I'm going to show you double stripes. So one, same as before, one tied in. Okay, and then you could go a bit further down and tie another one so you have a stripe or another ring. So you can do this in all sorts of different formations, different patterns, but just to give you an idea, you could use your bead as the center and then tie down into stripes. So you could just have one bead in the center of one piece of fabric and then just stripe out. Or you could have one coming out of a corner. You know, there is the amount of patterns you can get just by using this one technique, or any, you know, or the other techniques, they're infinite. So it's all down to you and just experimenting and trying. Okay, let's go the last. Oh, I need to put that stripe. You just got to remember your patterns of what you've done. Okay, so there's another one. As long as they're really tight. You could do this with the thread as well if you don't have any elastic bands left. Okay, last 3. You can see the more you put in, the harder it is to see where your pattern is, so can't recommend enough marking on your dots or drawing on any pattern what your plan is. You can get special fabric pens that dissolve in water or dissolve with heat. They're brilliant. They're only £1 or so. So anyway, so there we go. There's our tied bead pattern. That's also going in the water. There we go. Okay. Right, so they're all in there.